This video was brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get top quality razors delivered to your door starting at just $1 a month. Link below in the description. Skip it up and that up. So EA's getting ripped a new ass today by many people, including me. But to be honest, they deserve it. Because how they released Assassin's Creed Unity, the state I should say they released Assassin's Creed Unity in, is an absolute abomination on any platform. Doesn't matter. You can't, play the PC elitist card because it runs like crap on there. It runs like crap on the Xbox One and PS4. So no one can say that they got a good version of Assassin's Creed Unity. Actually, if you really want to nitpick, the Xbox One version of Assassin's Creed Unity seems to be the most stable out of all three platforms. So, yeah. But whatever, I'm not here to talk about that. I already beat to death how Assassin's Creed Unity runs like crap on all three platforms. My previous video was about that. But what's even worse is the embargo stunt that Ubisoft pulled with Assassin's Creed Unity. Probably because they knew the game did run like shit and it wasn't really that good of a game. What an embargo is basically when you run a tech site like IGN or GameSpot, or even if you're an indie reviewer, you get a copy of a game very early or somewhat early, and the publisher or developer says, hey, you cannot release a review or you cannot release any gameplay footage until so-and-so a date. And most websites, if not all, agree to these embargoes and they sign contracts because they want to get the copy of the game early so they could get their review up as soon as possible. Because let's face it, if you're a day behind your competition, like say IGN puts up their review a day later than GameSpot, that could be the difference between only getting 6,000 views for your video review, I should say, or getting 300,000 views or 1 million views. And that's what makes this industry go around. The more views, the more money you make. So a lot of these tech review sites, indie or major sites, agree to these embargoes. But when shit gets shady is when they pull an Ubisoft, where Ubisoft did not allow anyone to release a review of Assassin's Creed Unity until 12 noon yesterday. The game was released at midnight Tuesday. So the game was out on the streets. People were playing it for 12 whole hours before anyone could release a review. What does that tell you about the game? It tells you that the game was a complete pile of shit, and Ubisoft knew that. But what they also knew is that Assassin's Creed is a very big franchise. There's a lot of diehard fans, so they wanted the reviews to wait for 12 hours after the game was released so they can manipulate all the diehard fans into buying the game, even if the game was a big pile of shit. So they could get millions of sales, or how many sales they got, before people knew that the game sucked dick. So basically what they said is that, hey, reviewers, we're not going to allow you to do your job because we want to screw over the customer because we know our product's half-assed. So yeah, you can't release a review until after the game is out. Then if you look at another game like Dragon Age Inquisition, which isn't coming out until next week, and there's already reviews up, but the game's getting positive reviews. But see, that's bullshit though. See, what's bothering me is that this is starting to happen all the time with these embargoes, where if a game sucks or if the game's having software issues and bugs, the review will go up after the game's released. If the game's good, then they'll actually allow you to do a review. So it's only like all of these developers and publishers, not just Ubisoft, are only allowing sites like IGN, GameSpot, and again, independent reviewers to review games only if they feel they're very good. So are you seeing what's wrong with that? Are you seeing why this is dangerous? Basically, publishers are not letting reviewers do their job and be honest and criticize their products unless they feel the product's good. They're not letting them be journalists. They're saying, hey, if our game sucks, you can't review it until after it's released or we'll blacklist you. They're manipulating the system. Ubisoft is manipulating the system by not letting reviews come out early for their game. So websites that their job is to warn you to save you money, like, hey, this game sucks, don't buy it, they're not letting them do their job. This industry is turning into a disaster, man. Between games being released with a plethora of bugs, between publishers not letting reviews come out, and all the other shady shit with Gamergate and all this politically correct crap going on, the industry right now, I don't care how much money it's making or how many PlayStation 4s are being sold every week, is a complete and utter disaster. and it's eventually going to collapse. I don't know when it is. It could be, like I've said in my other couple videos today, 2 years from now, tomorrow, or 10 years from now. I don't know, but something eventually has to give, man. This status quo of half-broken games being released, or games being released unfinished, reviews not being able to come out unless the game it's getting stunning reviews and the developer knows the game is good and publisher knows the game is good, and all of the other corruption going on behind the scenes. I feel like I'm in Washington. I feel like I'm the tech version of the Young Turks. Like, I feel it's just, there's so much corruption and bullshit and foul play going on in the gaming industry. It blows my fucking mind. You would think something that's just meant to be a fun hobby for people to enjoy wouldn't be so goddamn serious, but it is, because there's so much money involved. And when money becomes involved, the ethics of human beings takes a nosedive. Who cares about ethics? If there's money to be made, we'll do whatever shady shit we need to do to make more money. And that's exactly what's happening here. That's why these reviews are not coming out until the day of the game being released. Or sometime, I've seen reviews for certain games come out a couple days after the game has been on the store shelves. It isn't good, man. It definitely worries me what's going on in the industry right now. I'm genuinely concerned. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.